And I know some of you are having some issues at home, and I'll try to get to you first, and we will just have a lot of fun. So, on that note, let me introduce someone I consider a true friend and a brother, and I admire him. He's helped me out more than you'll ever know in the last 4 years since I've known him. And the last year, I've really got to know him, and I hope the world will really see who this guy really is and what he's all about. So, on that note, Mr. Ash Mufareh, the floor is yours, brother.
Thank you so much. I am so delighted to be here. Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but definitely for good reasons, and been very productive in the background. And I'm pleased to reconnect with you and group up again so we can get you up to speed. Lots of goodness. We try to keep the pain away from you, of course. Life is tough, not always, an easy walk in the park, but we want to keep that away. I think you have enough on your plate. Everybody is challenged with their own personal challenges. Perhaps we want to add value to you. That's our uh, core goal. So it's been a few months, and we have been working tirelessly in the background. Uh, Change was necessary, and it was required. So I want to thank you for your time. For those who are watching on YouTube channels, I'm appreciative of your commitment that you showed up today. After that, you certainly don't have to, but you have a choice always, and I'm glad you're here with us, or you are going to listen to the recording anyway. And I'm truly thankful to all the brothers here. Uh, they're more brothers and sisters, obviously, more than just uh, business associates. We are definitely like a family and a global connected community. I don't take that lightly. It means a lot to me. It keeps us also motivated to do that. Why? Because our goal is way greater than just our personal needs or demands. I certainly believe I was born to make a difference, to leave a good legacy and impact over the world in a good way. And if I'm not doing something beyond my personal capacity, I'm not doing anything. I'm not living my cause. So you take it however you understand it. So this is how this webinar is going to go quickly. We are going to give you probably highlights of topics. I believe you're interested to know about them in the beginning. I'm just going to highlight them. I will give a brief update on the topics, perhaps allow our great leaders here to ask questions just enough for us to have a good clarity on our compass, where we're directed, where we're geared up this time of the year. And so you could have your own um, calculation and preparation throughout the year. So without further ado, I will share with you the highlight of the topics. This is what we're going to cover. So stay tuned if you want to know about the latest updates for or about the SEC or the SEC case with OnPassive and the SEC. Also, we're going to talk about the office locations abroad. So what's the status, what we're doing? We're going to talk about former employees of OnPassive. We're going to talk about affiliate commissions. I think that topic is important and it matters. We're going to talk about the company status as we speak, and of course, moving forward, where we're headed. And I will also give you more input on the webinar schedule from now on and moving forward. And then the leaders would ask questions. But before all of that, I just want to hope and wish that all of you are doing great. And for now, I hope you are having an amazing day so far. We will try to always bring a good value if we're successful in that, to make a good positive impact in your life and your future. That's why we're here. So before I say anything, just a general thought. If in any way you feel you're obligated to be here or in the future with us to be in this journey, you're not with us for the right reason. Why would you be somewhere you're not comfortable with? So this is a free will. This is a choice. We live in the era and the generation of choices. That's a good thing about this journey. It's a choice. You certainly don't have to be with us. We're not swearing you've got to be with us or you're going to die. We don't have a cure for miraculous, complications or no. We are just a business with a different ideology. I believe we're more than just a business. We have positivity. We want to go with the minimal cost and obligation toward those who believe to ride along. We are not here to add burden or complicate your life. In fact, I think you heard me before I say, and I believe that to take something complicated and turn it to simple, that's the definition of a genius. I believe that's what we strive to do. If we didn't do it yet, no problem. Guess what? That is not even the 30,000 attempts, not the 300 attempts, okay? So good things don't happen from the first attempt or the first round. So consider this as a second or third round. What a big deal, right? What about Thomas Edison? Mr. Edison said, I found 2,000 ways that it doesn't work. All we needed is one way that it works, right? Otherwise, you and I will be swamped in darkness as of today, 2025. We wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place. So not even 100 times. So I just want you to understand, good things come, they take time and they take cost as well. All right, and sacrifice. So I'm committed here. I just want to remind you, my name is Ash Mufareh. I'm here in Disney World, right? Having a good day. It's another beautiful, great day in America, and I hope it's for you as well. Uh, Life is tough, but we're going to make the best out of it, right? So we have had an unfortunate thing a while ago when the SEC, Security of Exchange Commission, they've launched a private investigation years ago about OnPass. We immediately hired a great law firm to take care of the case. At first, it didn't sound like a big deal, something you're vetted, okay, you're getting a lot of attention, and we need to take care of that. So we didn't hesitate to cooperate with anything and everything we wanted to do, and that was almost immediately from or right after we started picking up some momentum in the business. So it has been a private investigation. I've submitted personal and business data since January 1st, 2018. It's that long. It's been happening behind the scene all the time. And even the times I looked pretty and I came here cute and had fun with you, I did have rough time and nights and days alongside with my family and graciously with some of our former staff. They were fully cooperative and they did their best to comply. So we've submitted everything we were asked to. I believe fully transparent. We believe the SEC staff were professional. They had to do what they had to do. I believe I'm in favor in general of having some regulatory system or sort of regulations and disciplinary in the market. Otherwise, it would be chaotic. But I don't believe it was a fair process for us. It was really painful. It was unfortunate. And I've learned that bad things happen to good people and good companies. And there are so many bad people and bad companies all over the place. I do believe we were victims somehow to go through this painful process. And I don't think it's a secret to any of you. Sadly, uh, some people that we had to let go in the early stages of Unpassive, whether suspended or terminated or they became haters, they actually uh, vocally and publicly expressed their hate and their mission in life. All they want to do is destroy Ash Mufareh and Unpassive out loud. And they said, in different occasions, they're collecting money, they're campaigning to do whatever it takes, not to serve humanity, not to give you a solution, not to figure out their future or their life, is how to destroy this, just because they snoozed and they lost. So that happened. And as we grew even bigger, more and more haters joined the club. And sadly, uh, even the last couple of years, it got to the point where even former staff became bad apple and they start snitching. But the good news is we're clean people, we're an open book, we're transparent. That's who we are. In fact, I could tell you something. 2018 summer, any of you were here, or late 2018, even before we had a website, even before we had full clarity about the timeline or the details or the tools or the business or the software, before all of that, it was just Ash Mufareh. I come here, people, oh, Ash Mufareh, I'm in. Or they Google clean, go in. So this is a price I had to pay along with my family, where this journey for me working hard to create a solution for humanity in general, or be a beacon of hope for humanity, I suffered the uh, spoiling my reputation. And it's unfortunate. This is another cost. I always said that if I talk about time, we could speed up, we could make a plan to recover the time that we've lost. If we've lost money, it is realistic to say, no problem, was not meant for us. We could recover, okay? We could have a comeback plan and recover the money, and it's not about the money in the first place. But one thing you cannot recover from, if it's broken, the trust. It's like a glass, cannot piece it back together. And if it's broken. So this is something that give us a ton of comfort, knowing that people are so intelligent and well educated to differentiate this is a man who we can trust, or a company we can, or a direction. It looks like some mistakes happened, okay, failures happen, but fail to forward, to succeed. Fail forward. It doesn't mean you're crushed, because I think you come to know at us by this time about us that we are not quitters. Therefore, we're winners, because winners never quit and quitters never win. So you can do the math and understand now. You got a lot of public haters, black marketers who just want to get a click or a view, not giving you a solution. They're grumping and anonymous people talking you out of a solution that is not taking anything from you, but giving you just good value, or at least hope. It's not a bad thing. Or motivating you. There is a better way, or there's a possibility. Even if we showed up every day and we talked about good message, or prayed, or connected on a good positive note, that's a good thing. Every day, yes, every day. Do we need to be motivated or lifted up every day? Yes. So showers, right? Cannot say I just got a great shower, I'm done for the rest of my life, right? Got to do it every day to stay fit, clean, all of that. Food, same thing. Cannot have a meal and say I'm done. That was really good. That's my final meal. Every day we are human. We're made of emotions. And I get nothing but a good vibe being around you. I'm talking about the panelists here, on the speakers on the screen. I get nothing but that. I would devote the rest of my life, even if I never got a single dime. Why? I do it from the heart. I do it for the people. So we are doing business with people. That's what happened. So this brings up a very good topic later on. I'm going to talk why we should not be limited to the business model or to a specific strategy, but we should be more connected to the right network. Okay. So fast forward, we have been working really hard. This cost us millions. I don't think this is going to shock you. The process with the SEC, and it affected our KYC as a business abroad. And, it got a little bit more complicated, bigger than we thought. Here's the good news. Very soon, this will be behind us. We're grateful, we're thankful for your support, your prayers, your patience, that you believed in us, and that's the reason you're here. We have reached an initial resolution, and I hear a lot of rumors outside, and people are speculating. I just want you to leave it here. Whatever you hear outside, I'm not responsible for it. And if somebody's telling you a different story, they're definitely up to a bad intention. You follow me? So the truth is, we have worked hard. It was a painful process, very expensive. In fact, we have one of the best law firms, not just in the United States of America, but probably globally. One of the best, super strong. They've done cases with the SEC, with Elon Musk, and big figures that you know. Okay, this is not unique to Ampassive or Ash Mufareh. It happened to bad people, to good people. Okay, so obviously we're not harming anyone, so that's why we don't cause any threat to anyone except the haters, right? Or the crooks and the crooked people. But I believe in the coming weeks, I'm happy to give you updates, but leave it here. It's not over yet, but we're in the final touch-ups of a final settlement. And once it's sent to the court, which is a civil court in Central Florida, Orlando specifically, and it will be hopefully dismissed. Okay, and we'll leave this behind us. But we have things to do between now and then. You may want to know the time. I don't know exact date or time. If somebody's posting dates or times publicly, don't take that. Okay, it's likely speculation or just generic information outside, but it could take a few weeks from today. Okay, so reasonably, we believe that coming to June, this will be, something from the history or the past. I hope that's a good news to all of you. That's the best possible outcome. We could keep on fighting all the way and go to court, but honestly, it exhausted a lot of finances. Also, they believe, there's not going to be much to go after. So realistically, it's just a mutual settlement. Everybody would be happy, and we're still cooperating until the end, even beyond the case with them. All right. So technically, just to be clear with you, OnPassive will not be shut down. Okay, so be clear on that. We're not going anywhere, and it's not causing any harm or any threat to anyone by, obviously the outcome is telling. So hopefully we'll give you the final update in the coming weeks, but I think this is enough for this topic. Okay, now we want to talk about the other locations. Okay, when this happened, and I told you, I just mentioned it attracted some of the bad apples within the organization, and them having the interest of bringing Ash Mufareh, his wife, down, and they would have full control of the company, also just have a good life. That was deliberate, okay? That was not an accident. And that was the worst thing when you have the best intention in your heart for people and you really, really, literally have changed their life to the better beyond their dreams and expectations, and they go stab you in your heart from the back, from in your eyes, like really destroy you intentionally. So that was painful when we cared more for them. And this is where, you know, obviously as a side effect is like the delay would even complicate the SEC case. I'm paying for that. My intention is like, I'm after the time. I just told you time is my, that's why I have this, old time clock, uh, sand clock here is because time matters, is everything, okay? A minute matters, can make a difference. And I believe we're here temporarily on this earth just for a test. So we have to be productive, right? We're not here forever. And I was just recently reminded that my youth time is over because somebody was calling me uncle. I said, what? They're just young. Like maybe I'm a couple of years older than them. And anyway, I wish I had time to be cute, but the the reality, time is crucial. So I want to confess to you out of a good heart, because I was excited and eager to get things done as fast as possible. I was not as cautious as I should be when it came to hiring, especially the heads or the executive positions. So I was more after the number and the speed, the time. I want to get those things. So my philosophy was, if I overstaff, that's okay. With the probation period, we can, rectify things after a few months and see who stays or earn the opportunity. And it's okay to have that cost. I knew business would be okay, or at least I always said to be over prepared and overpay better than come short. You know my philosophy. But unfortunately, when the heads are, I would say, hmm, not clean, or they get greedy, uh, that's a problem because everything falls and rises upon the leadership. So in Hyderabad, obviously that was not our first office in India. We started in 2018, end of 2018. In Kolkata, we expanded, we maximized the office, and we saw the need for more IT, AI talent, whereas the best talent, we were advised that is in Bangalore, uh, India. We said, no problem. If that's a Silicon Valley in India, we'll go there and we'll expand from there. We did. We were having a hard time to also have talent because it's a very competitive, probably oversaturated. We said, what's the next one? The next, high-tech city or Silicon Valley in India will be Hyderabad. Let's go to Hyderabad. So at some point we had like almost 3 locations. One is like winding down. The second one is still, on, and then opening up while we were investigated. Okay, but we decided to focus on one location, and we took that uh, large building you recall a few floors in Hyderabad, and at some point we had 700-800 people. I always aim for maximum capacity, but with COVID a couple of years where in between they slowed us down, and we wanted to have social distancing. Anyway, uh, moving forward after the fallout in July 2024, technically in June, we realized that it's too broken to be stitched back. We saw that we should wind down and have people move forward with their life and find a career until we fix this. It's not going to be a day or two. We knew it's going to take time. As painful as it was, doing that uh, with employees then were not paid for a few months already. Mismanagement, corruption from another location. That was the biggest mistake. So we decided to just wind down the office until we figure out like how to move forward, because we have to stop the bleed, correct? Okay. And the resistance still within. So it's hard to know who's leaking, who's genuine, who's not. I have to say it was much, we had obviously loopholes. We had in India, I'm talking about when we were in Hyderabad, we had challenges as any startup. That was natural. It was tolerable. But when we got another location involved, people from different background and cultures and all that, that's when things, got really more south, okay, and went down. And the more complication, more corruption. So they've attracted or trapped a few of our good people in India to become a part of this plot. And then we were trying to get rid of a few, but it sounds like it's too broken to be fixed. So as much as it sounded like it was not as smooth in India, but it was moving. It was not perfect, okay? I had my pains with our Indian teams, okay, but it was still moving toward our objective, but not to the severity of the uh, ethical or core ethics of our individuals. There's so many hardworking people. There's some of them who grew from no one to really professional expert on some areas of the development. And some have transformed their life because of our business, like relocating, uh, picking up their family. So they really had a good setup in their life, and they were pretty comfortable and so loyal to the business. So more of those people. But sadly, when things get tight and not everybody reacts the same, so you could imagine people who I've left on the payroll for like as long as I could, and I gave them the opportunity over and over. They were not given as much value back because it's me and it's not right. Okay, it's not a business, a good business practice. It's quite the opposite. You don't lead by just emotions or manage. Okay, I'm talking about management. So that was taken against me, and they took advantage, and now they palled with the wrong guys as well. So against me. This is how unfortunate is life. You do good, people stab you. But for the most part, I'm really honored for the people I got to know in our Indian team, and forever I'm thankful to them. But that building had to shut down and okay, restart. Where and how and all of that, we'll talk about that in the future. But that building is not operating for Unpassive as we speak. No one is an active employee in the Hyderabad location. No one. I am morally obligated to settle their salaries, outstanding payroll that was caused by others. Just moral obligation. Even if I didn't have the payroll funds or control of them, I was committed personally from my own personal. So we're working out a settlement with the labor deputy, and hopefully everybody will be satisfied or pleased, or will come up to a satisfactory resolution in the coming weeks, and that will be also a happy ending to our former staff. Okay, and I regret, that we had to move forward. It just an unfortunate thing. We go to the next location. Obviously, that's an easy one. Okay. You figured out, like, we're no longer operating in Dubai, right? Since that time. And that's basically the source of all the complications. Now, a couple of locations were tied up to Dubai, okay, directly managed by them. They were not productive, and I'm glad they're not functional and not operating at the moment. Singapore, we put a lot of money in Bangladesh, and we got nothing but trouble from there. We've located, I paid whether payroll for individuals there or uh, for office locations, licenses, paperwork, whatever, well over a year plus. Okay, I can't even count the time, and got nothing in return. Not even one day that we operated in Bangladesh. Egypt, we built it from scratch. You've seen the videos, nice building. It was expensive, luxurious location, all of that. And the general manager was complicit as well in the plot in Dubai, and was also not doing the right thing. Okay. And other ventures around, just not the specific office, but other ideas or projects wherein the development did not evolve well. And that brings up, the topic to our ex-employees. So technically, I am voluntarily accepting the fact I'm not going to be in touch with these individuals, as much as I respect many of them, or most of them, except a few bad apples again. Or actually, let's call them, because I don't think bad apples. I mean, should we call them animals? Criminals? Have a better word? We should be free at calling them. I think criminals is what suits them, okay? Because it's insane from them to think that they will get away with it. Yeah, it doesn't mean we were just letting it go in the last few months. It's a process. We've got to do the right thing. It was a lot of trust we've given them, so we had to unpack so many complications. But the truth will always prevail. I've told you that a gazillion times. The truth will always come out. Uh, it's their choice. I worried about their family, what's going to happen to them if they end up in prison, or what's going to happen to them. I'm that naive. You don't know how much this drove our lawyers or some of the good advisors in this, when I was very considerate and mindful about whether spouse or daughter or family. I'm not going to change. I'm not ashamed of being a good human, but because it's not just my dream, it's not my beneficiary, venture. It is because of you and the millions that they had to also get affected negatively, whether by the delay or getting mixed up with the feeling, the trust, all of that. They've got to face what they deserve. And we leave it there. So at the moment, all those mentioned locations, okay, we have no operation and no employees, and voluntarily, I will not be in contact with them until we settle a few things, including some governments over UAE, Egypt, and of course, India and United States, what they will, like SEC is one of them, to recover some of the funds, okay, that they really, until today, they're trying to get away with them. Until today. And I'm talking about uh, millions. I'm talking about a property in Burj Khalifa that I paid for as a company, as an individual, with evidence. It's insane for them to think that they're going to get away with it. So, criminals, you think it's a fair name? Thieves, animals, pigs, you name it. All right, leave that to your imagination. Uh, but in the midst of all of that, I was always thinking, this is going to be temporary, this is going to pass. We should be more future driven and having solutions. In fact, I'm going to remind you, do you remember I said once, uh, probably early 2021, no, 22, like end of 21, beginning of 22, during the COVID times, we have potentially a CEO could worth 3 million salary. Do you remember that? Okay. So we didn't get to that point. We said we're going to give them trial, all of that. That's when the spark was, there is something not adding up for Ash. All right. Like, how do you attract this? Okay. And you deal with them. And it just like you uh, didn't agree on the robbery, somehow you split. All right. So that was, I'm just telling you that far, the eye opener kicked, okay? And from there, it started building up and adding up like, okay, this is not making sense. This is not right. This is okay. With all of that, again, my focus is to move as fast as possible. Time is my enemy in a way. And then uh, at any cost, we'll clean this up later. That's a mistake. I'm not claiming I was wise, okay? Um, and obviously we all suffered the consequences. So this is the situation with the offices, with the employees. Okay, so at the moment, of course, the Orlando office still there. We're not shutting down on passive. Just to let you know, we're not shutting down. I'm gonna get to a painful part now, which is the affiliate commissions. That's when I said I'm no longer tolerating this to continue. I said that's it. We're gonna have to hit the brake. Until this is paid, we will move on. All right. And the lack of cooperation from some individuals, that was the straw that broke the horse's back, technically. All right. And I knew this was a robbery. And the wrong moves from the financial department, from the administration, caused more complication with the payment processors to flag them, suspect money laundering, and have the money or the funds seized. I'm going to be very specific with you. They took a lot of money, okay? It was spent on, good things for them. All of that is all known, okay? But they're two merchants with the amount of $52 million on hold. That was just enough to pay the payroll at the time for the different locations and the commissions. We had roughly like $30 million commission. So they persisted to recover those money, try to funnel them out. Obviously, I'm glad the funds were seized by the central bank in UAE. I'm so happy that happened. If they got away with the money, it's over. It will be harder. We will give them. In fact, there are people already wanted, for the Interpol, or I'm telling you, I wish time, like we could speed up time and forward, and I will be able to tell you exact details. But for now, you need to know they will not get away with it. It's insane to even think or dare thinking they will get away with this. This is money and hard work for so many thousands, whether it's $20 or $20,000. And it's not that. I'll be happy to sell my organs, no exaggeration, and pay it if it was my fault. However, it's just the reputation is who's responsible on the face of the public, on the face of the business, Ash Mufareh, right? Or on passive in general as a company. Do you know so and so? Do you know who the COO or the CFO or CMO or the complicit people? Do you know who's in finance or this or that? Right? Or the genius advisor in another location? No. It's my name, my reputation, my family, everything on the line, at stake, virtually everything in my life. So it's a matter of principle. It's not a matter of like, I know we could recover this funds. So that's why I went all the way at any cost. We need to win this to prove, not we're innocent, to prove our ethics and morality. We come from clean background, and for somebody want to mess up with our reputation, they will not be let loose with it. Period. So this is where we are. This is funds on hold. It's not going to be today or tomorrow, but make no mistake, it's going to be recovered. Okay, we have governments now involved. No joke. I'm going to spell it out if it's okay. SEC is going to recover that money. This is the United States government. I'm cooperating with that. That's why I'm not going to be able to talk to anybody of the employees just in case for any information, but I'm going to provide what they ask, all of that. They have the power to do it. Trust me. They have unlimited resources and lots of power and influence over any location. So it's only a matter of time. I hope you understand. Plus other, uh, countries or departments are involved, and everybody knows the truth as of now. So we are past the data collection, the investigation, all that. Now it's just the execution, and they will not get away with it. Even under the ocean, they will not get away with it. It's at a global scale, and they've had a chance to come back, apologize, ask for forgiveness, and fix this. They had months. They really thought they can get away with this, or this guy's an idiot. They still believe so. Let them do it. All right, but we understand if you're a believer, no matter what, uh, it's not worth it. You're not going to get away with God. Okay, everything is seen, and you know the haram you did. Okay, so we need to light this up a little bit because I'm not uh, good at telling drama, and uh, this brings up the topic is where we are in El Paso today. It's not going to shut down, even as just because, okay, we're going to keep it, all right? Just because we're here. And those locations, I told you the status. Do I need to reopen them? We'll talk about this. But it's very obvious, I want to be respectful to your intelligence, that is not a quick process. This will take more time to settle all those cases, all those issues, all those complications. It will take a bit of time, but it will be solved and resolved. Everything will be behind us. And at that time, I'll be able to uh, give more details if necessary to the public. But this is a big deal. So this is going to take time. So what do? I told you as early as a couple of years ago, I was already having the fear this may not work or may not work out, and it could take time. Or I could be stabbed. What does that mean? Backup plan? It simply, you go to, you're going through a specific destination. You're going from a place to another. The road is blocked. You tried. It's blocked. You cannot go through that specific path. What do? Detour, right? You could even modify the destination if you want, right? Like an upgrade, why not? So being stubborn about a specific way, it just an egoistic mentality. We don't have to do that. So thankfully, you could imagine how my daily life was in such a way, trying to catch those holes and make sure it doesn't slip, doesn't get out of control. All the problems, the regular day-to-day employees, and whether task or delay or politics they had and competition and all those, operational drama, right? Uh, SEC investigations that affected other locations, right? And the reputation broke out in a way. Uh, all those challenges, trying to expand and get things done, and this whole thing may not work as we wish. You got to work on something else, right? If you think about the details and the physicality of doing things, yes, it's painful, it's complicated, all that. But you see the goal and the drive I have. It blinds me from seeing the details. And I have such a stamina that overpowers all those challenges. It overshadows that because, yeah, I'm already like, I'm sensing I'm screwed. So cry about it or find solutions. That's my drive and focus. And then we cry about it later if needed. But why? We don't have time to cry. It's a short life. We're big boys. I mean, so, and it was not the first attempt. It's not like, oh, immediately just like work in a different location. No, 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 no. Okay. It was a challenge because I could have the same mistakes. I had to change. I had to reinvent my uh, managerial skill level. Suppress my emotions in a way. Deal with it as a business, as a corporate. So it was a few attempts, but finally, what I can tell you, and this is when I would say 2024 was the best year ever. Why? Because that's when you work hard, but all of a sudden you get that push by God Almighty. If you don't believe, that's up to you. But this is what I believe, okay? I believe that's when He gave us a good boost. He pushed it to the right direction. It's probably out of mercy, or it is mercy. This guy's tried his hardest hard, okay, and he's genuine about making a difference, and he has good potential, okay. He's attracted enormous amount of leaders and good people who are deserving. They're worthy of this happening to them. I'm going to lift him up, push him through. And that was it. That was uh, the deal breaker. I'm not going to claim I was a genius. I nailed it. I'm not going to do that. I am horrible. Okay. I confess that. I'm just, I have good thoughts, good ideology. I try to be educated. I get, my best, all that. But I'm going to be a human. I'm limited. It's a massive vision, more than you think, way more than you think. What we've been talking about so far publicly is just the surface, not even. So it's far deeper than you think. And we are going to be more than just fine. Hashtag Oliver Ponte. More than fine. Uh, what I have to offer you at the moment, it has to, for me to retain my reputation and recover all of those losses, logically, it has to be much greater than what we thought previously. We have to outdo ourselves in a way. We're not going to come back to the same level or a smaller level. So we need to top what we've aimed for before, okay, or formally. So I'm just going to say one word about the direction. Okay, you may speculate: is it going to be a different business? Is it going to be a different? I'm not going to say that today. All right, is it going to be on Fusion? Is it going to be on Passive 2.0? Is it going to be? The answer is, for now, it is not what you think. Okay, none of the speculations I've heard so far. Brother Chris Johnson come to me almost daily, right? Oh, I just heard this. Yay or nay? Nay. Okay. So it's not what you think, all right? And I will say this, it turned out, and that's what made me believe it's not me, okay? It turned out a lot better than what I worked for. You understand this point? I it stretched my appetite in a way for what's possible. And now I'm thinking back, yes, that's how it should be in the first place. But who am I to nail it from the first attempt, the first round? Why? I need to be schooled. I need to be tortured. I need to mop the floor with my, intelligence in a way so I can be a little bit more educated to handle the next phase or the upper level. So I'm grateful. I believe realistically, we should be more qualified to lead ahead. I will give you one last example about my experience with the staff. Amazing. I've worked with hundreds of professionals in India, hundreds over the time. I think over the time we've hired well over 2,500, but not working at the same time. Like, people come and leave, changing locations, all of that. Okay. So we're talking about thousands. So I was asking them obviously for specific tasks. This is the level, they would come to me, they work hard, they do, deliver work to the best of their ability. Then they come back, let's say supposed to be the launching day or the soft launch day. And I get a final demo in the morning when, like, in the afternoon, my time, I need to release that to the public. And this is where I started smacking my forehead. No, I'm not going to put my name on that. Okay. As much as they tried, but it was not like I really believed it could be better. It was sellable. It was functional to the best of their ability. That's where we're going to say, thank God we didn't go with those. You're going to say, okay, we went live with OConnect. We paid, it was just, if you do the math, it was just a couple of weeks. If you add it up, like, it was not consecutive. It was a little bit out of hand, but that was needed to basically reveal and expose everything. So leading to 2000, that was at the end of 2023, right? But leading to 2024, when God, I would say, if it's safe to say, interfered, okay, got his hand in the process. And where it got, so I'm waiting for to see, the direction of all that, like the resolution to what we've had. When you think, this is better than I thought. I never knew it could be this good. We talk about this later, okay? So once I have more details on the commissions, they will be recovered. There are more, I would say, departments and authorities are involved to give this $52 million. $26 with Network International is one of the processors, 26 million or similar US dollars. All right. Those are your commissions. We will get them back. They're not going to go to somebody who's going to relocate and have a good lavish life, or one animal crook, or just a couple of thieves. It's not going to happen. This is our money. We will get it at any cost. but we're not going to pause about having a resolution moving forward. Okay? We will be thrilled, not just pleased, thrilled. I guarantee I will have full forgiveness for those who believe to say, I'm glad this happened. And maybe the final topic I want to say, okay, if you are in on passive and you're wondering how we're going to move on, and like, is it going to be a migration? Is it going to be the same, different back office, different name, whatever? Okay. Okay. I just want to say something. Okay. Technically, I could just tell you we're done. I'm over. It's very obvious. I fought to keep this when I had every reason to say, you know what, I'm going to throw the towel, let me quit, and walk away clean. I had the opportunity. I have it as of today. I could have done it 1,000 chances I've got in the last few years to say, you know what, it's too complicated. I meant to do this for you, but it's destroying my life. I have to let it go. You go figure out your life. I'm not asking you for anything. So for the belief is what I want, you know. So for you giving me that trust and belief, I'm not going to disappoint you. You bomb me, you nuke me, you chop me off, I will not let you down. If I say it, even if it costs me my life, just for the moral commitment I have for you and humanity, I will deliver. What's in it for me? My morality. That's who I am. My principles. It's not about how much I make or lose. I don't care. It's not going to affect my life. It's not going to change a thing about my life. I think many of you know me enough or close enough to know personal things about me. It doesn't even intrigue me or entice me. That's the last in my calculation. And that was a loophole when they saw this guy doesn't care about the money, taking advantage of this, or too kind, too generous. Okay? Or he's blinded by, you know, his like focal focus on the target, that he's not seeing anything else. That was a disadvantage. That was a weakness. But we can change. Again, you can really remanufacture your personality. If your drive is that strong, you can become a whole different human. Not because of you or yourself or like, okay, because you need to get this done. The mission is needed. Look out around you. The world is changing. It's scary out there. It's all unknown. It's uncertain times we live in now. And it doesn't matter where you live. But it's not as nice as it used to be, because there was so many transitions and changes, transformation in our lifestyle, whether it was technology or this or that, okay? And there's always a side effect or some negativity carried along with it. And we're in that transformation, and the world is suffering that. Right now, 2025, just a few months from now, in September 2025, 5 months from now, at the age of 6 years old, okay, in China, it's mandatory, 1.4 billion people, to teach AI just like basically with the alphabet. They start learning that at the age of 6. At the age of, talk about this 5 years ago. What's AI? See how much and how fast things are transitioning, and it's a total transformation. So if we're on the wrong side or get the side effect of things, this could be destructive to us, catastrophic in a way. So to have a better positive outcome from this revolutionary transition and transformation, I think we've got to work together, and it can be done doing the right thing. Okay, because we're humans before anything else. I'm a human before I'm a businessman or inventor or whatever you call leader. We're human, so we need to go back to the basics. Yet in endorse and adapt the transformation and the evolution. And things don't happen just by wishing. Taking action is necessary. And you've got to take a risk. This is what I did. I was very honest with you from the beginning. I said, I'm taking a risk. Every day, we take risk in anything. But it's worth to take a risk on a good cause, on something. What if it works? Okay, versus, it's not going to happen. You're still going to take the risk. And we were not created just to lay down and be fed and sleep and kumbaya. That's a definition of an animal. A tree is always going to be a tree. A dog is going to be always a dog. But we're human beings. We're unstoppable. We can reach heights no one can reach. Anything is possible that we put our mind into it. So it is possible, all right? I tell you, why do we create those mega ships, okay? Like a sailing city. They take a risk to go in the oceans and the deep sea, right? It's not, they're safe in, offshore or in the docked in the harbor in a way, right? They're safe, but that's not what they're created for. They're created to sail and venture, even in the unknown, discover, explore new worlds. It's a big, 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 big planet. It's a big, 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 universe. I don't know the longest destination you've crossed in your life, whether you flew, you drove, okay. Imagine how it's still just a couple of thousand miles. It's nothing. The closest object to us is the moon, 238,000 miles. It's right there. Imagine the next planet, millions of miles. Do you understand a million? Our brain doesn't process it. Even God gave us 2,500 terabytes capacity. This computer is 1 terabyte. I couldn't stuff it. I could never maximize it. 1 terabyte. This little brain is 2,500 terabyte, and yours and mine. And we're still limited. We're creations, okay? We're nothing. So it's not worth it to spend it on, negative causes. I hope this will inspire you in any way. I didn't mean to get preaching. I'm going to say I have a pledge or commitment to my brothers and sisters in the Arabic community to host a webinar in the month of April. So within the next few days, I'll be working out a schedule with leaders to do that. I am aiming for a weekly webinar at the moment. So our next webinar could be next week. This time, all right, if that works out for you. And we're going to try to allow more leaders to come in and, get warm up again and get engaged. And we will do the best moving forward. So keep in mind, moving to passive, like all of that, I said, we will clear the balances. We're not going to park or do anything or settle in any way until those commissions are paid. Again, just out of morality. I know a lot of you would say, you know what, can we just move forward? Okay. Yeah, we can do that, but not me. Okay. It will be settled in a satisfactory manner. And I hope, um, with our cooperation with the SEC and other departments, they will be able to get that in a reasonable time. Okay. And one thing is like the distribution, the allocation of that. I hope, they will handle that is a lot better. Though I just want to mention for everybody who purchased OConnect, they were credited back, obviously, the $97 as founders, and anybody else, who did not do it will still give value. I technically could say we're done with the founders position and O founders community. Uh, we've learned a bit, but again, let's not change for some, uh, you know, people who chose to do the wrong thing, right? Or to behave negatively. Let's not change for that. Okay, let's uh, remain humans. Okay, and stay who we are. So for that, I will discuss with the leaders, and we'll see how we can give or like either full amnesty or grandfather at a good deal where it will be sweet for no cost, obviously, just because we like to be the light in this darkness. All right, we like to be a good beacon of hope, uh, and give people a chance. It's brutal enough outside. It's slippery. It's muddy, and I know we could do better with a good intention. We've learned a lot. We've learned a bit at least. So I will be having a webinar soon with them and with the Arabic community. More likely next Thursday we'll have another session here, and we can dive in more into these topics. One, like to be specific, topic assigned to that session, and we don't have to take this much long. Okay, so I hope you forgive me for the time. I did not think it's going to take this long, just for so many topics. Wanted to get you up to speed, and but hopefully moving forward, we try to be very specific with the time, whether we assign 30 minutes or 1 hour, but we try to keep it within the time duration. This time is just so many things needed to be addressed to settle some of the rumors and set the theme for the coming weeks and throughout the year. It's going to be a beautiful year. I have all the reasons to believe it will be uh, a, a life-changing year for all of us, a new milestone, and therefore, the coming years will be for the rest of our humanity. You have something good. I have something good. We have good intention to do something to make a difference. I think we have every reason to push for it and to fight as hard as possible. As I always say, the harder the battle, the battle, and the tougher the battle, the sweeter the victory. It's been, a little tough, but we can take more. Uh, and we are in it to win it. We are winners by definition. No joke. No joke. So keep your wallet away. I'm not here to rob you. There's nothing to pay for. Uh, I'm not asking you to convert yet. Okay, you're not going to change your anything. You're not going to transform nothing. Just listen. If you are interested in making a difference. All of my life, I was believing that I want to make a difference. I want to find people who are interested in making a difference. And I always thought together we can make this happen even to a new level, make a massive difference together. So let's do it. Be the light of your neighborhood or your surrounding. Okay, it's all about networking. It's all about people. It's not about the exact formula or the structure of all of that. Harvey Firestone, heard of the guy? Uh, well over 125 years ago, to be specific. Okay, uh, that was, he started like adding the idea of rubbers on the uh, on the tires of the cars. At the time, he was a friend of, look who he hung up with, was Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and then what was the model they tried? Was it something MS, I think, or what was the model uh, of the Ford car? They tried to put the rubber, okay, became now the tires we know of Firestone. It's working. It revolutionized everything. Just being with the right people at the right time. Your network could not just transform your life, it could definitely revolutionize the life we have as of today, just years from now. And it's going at a speed nobody can keep up with. I hope I covered everything. We will consider a good, always what's best for you. We will do it like a good amnesty, even the bad guys, okay? Uh, they're welcome if we, forgive them, and uh, the suspended people, the people we've given refund to, the annoying people, they're definitely going to be more qualifications and more professional measures for people to behave themselves and have a better structure than what we've had. But moving forward, uh, it's going to be a new chapter, and we will make sure we have you, always in the heart, and we'll have people as our priority to uh, be considerate, be kind, and of course, we'll always do the right thing. That's a fact. We'll always do what's best and what's right. And I think if we've given enough today, you can stay here or take a break and see you in about 7 days.